This Wednesday, September 22nd, just like every Wednesday before, is New Comic Book Day. It's time to take a look at what's coming out so I can tell you what I'm getting. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. So if you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. Now on this channel, I do comic book unboxings, reviews, haul videos, everything in between. So if you're interested in that type of content, hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell icon. That way you're notified when new videos of mine go live. Now, today, we're doing another installment in a series I like to call What I'm Getting, where I take a look at the books coming out this Wednesday. I tell you which ones I'm super excited for, which ones are on the maybe list, and which ones are on the chopping block that I just can't pick up any longer. Now, as always, I like to start with the book that I'm most excited for, and this week, that is Batman issue 113. This is part 2 in the official Fear State story arc, if you don't include the alpha issue, which I really enjoyed. So basically, by the way, this is written by James Tynion with art by Jorge Jimenez. But basically, Scarecrow and Simon Saint are trying to take over Gotham City. They each have their own methods of doing so. Scarecrow has gotten all inside Batman's head. Honestly, if you think about it, this is like the Joker War 2.0. Like everything that happened in Joker War is happening in this event, but it's happening like just taking up another notch. So I'm super excited about this Batman issue, and I'm excited to see how things unfold in the rest of the Gotham titles as well, because every book based anywhere near a Batman or a Robin or a Batgirl is tied into this story. So we'll see what's going on. But Batman 113's got a cover price of $4.99, and I'm just getting the cover A. Now, next up from DC Comics, since we're talking about Batman, let's go ahead with Batman the Detective #5. This is written by Tom Taylor with art by Andy Kubert. Honestly, I kind of fell off this series. I'm super far behind. Like I only read the first issue. But here we are with just one issue left to go in the miniseries. I should have dropped it because I know I'm going to want this in hardcover, but whatever. We're here. We're here now. So Batman the Detective's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm just getting the cover A. Now, next up is The Flash issue 774. I've been enjoying The Flash, focused on Wally West and his whole redemption arc, and now he's actually serving as the full-time Flash, which has been pretty cool. This might be a title that I drop soon, though, just because, I mean, well, maybe I won't. There are so many Batman titles. Maybe I can just afford to lose one Batman title somewhere. But anyway, Flash 774 has got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. And next up from DC Comics is Legends of the Dark Knight issue #5. I've been waiting for this issue since issue 1 came out. This one's got a story written by Brandon Thomas of Excellence fame. He's also writing Aquaman, I think it's called Aquaman The Becoming. It's a new series out this week. I'm not picking it up, but maybe you should. He's also the writer on Hardware Season 1, which got delayed from this week all the way up until next month. But anyway, Brandon Thomas writes really great books, and I'm excited to see how this one-shot story of Batman is going to go from him. And once I read this, I'll get to drop this title. So that's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm just getting the cover A. And next up from DC Comics, from Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo, is Nightwing issue 84. Nightwing is my favorite book on shelves. It's so heartfelt. It's got all the feels. It's got all the character moments. It's got everything you would ever want in a comic book, in my opinion. And it's why I believe it's the best book that DC Comics is putting out right now. But anyway, that's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm just getting the cover A. And lastly, the last book on my DC Comics pull list is Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue #3. Man, there's a theme with these DC books that I'm getting. Anything not named Batman has a really strong like father-son type thing going on. That's the case in Nightwing, where Nightwing is looking at Alfred as like a father figure past, but also with Bruce as a father. And now we're looking at Superman, Son of Kal-El, which clearly has family ties, with John trying to step into his father's shoes and fill them while being uneasy about it all. But anyway, Superman, Son of Kal-El #3 has a cover price of $3.99, and I'm just getting the cover A. Now, that's it for my DC Comics pull list. And man, is that enough? They have taken up half of my comics budget this week. My DC Comics are going to cost me $25 as long as I stick to the list. Now, since we've done with DC, let's go ahead and talk about Marvel Comics. So, on the Marvel pull list, first up is X-Men issue number 3. X-Men's got a new team. They've got a new agenda. This book all of a sudden is a lot more action-packed. I'm loving it so far. I'm loving Jerry Dugan's run on X-Men so far. I wish I could say the same about all the other X titles, but we're coming up on Inferno. We're coming up on this event from Hickman, and then in January, there's a bunch of really cool events planned, so we'll talk about those as we get to them, but I'm really excited. X-Men number 3's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm just getting the cover A. And next up is a brand new number 1. I believe it's a one-shot from Marvel, but this is called X-Men, The Onslaught Revelation. Now, this is spinning directly out of the pages of Way of X. I fell off of Way of X, so I need to actually get caught up to get prepared for this book. But basically, people have violated the new way of life in Krakoa. There's going to be consequences, and Nightcrawler has to deal with them directly, at least according to the solicits. So it sounds interesting, but I definitely have to get caught up and read Way of X so that I understand what's going on in this one shot. It's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm just getting cover A. And that's it for my Marvel Comics pull list. I did have to drop a book to get back to this nice tidy total. So Moon Knight number 3 is out this week. I'm not picking it up. I never read number 1 or number 2, and I'm sure it'll still be at the shop in a week if I decide I want it back. But Moon Knight number 3 got added to the chopping block this week and saved me $3.99. So my total for Marvel Comics this week is just $9. Now let's talk about the indie books, the small publishers, creator owned, all that jazz. So first up on my indie pull list is Philadelphia issue 17 by Rodney Barnes with art by Jason Shawn Alexander. This has just been a good book. It's a nice book. It's scary. It's not really scary, but it's definitely got those horror vibes. It's got the political vibes. It's got mystery vibes. I like it. I like it a lot. So it's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm just getting the cover A. By the way, I'm going to be reviewing Volume 1 of Philadelphia very soon with the couple, Laura and Scott from Married with Comics. So stay tuned. We're probably going to do it live, but who knows? Stay tuned for details. It's coming. Next up from Image Comics is King Spawn issue number 2. I never read issue number 1 of King Spawn, but it's the biggest to-do that Spawn has had since 1992. I need to take a look and see how it's going. But I mean, it's Todd McFarlane writing. You got artwork by some of the best in the game. I got to remember who's doing the artwork on this issue. But Todd McFarlane just doesn't put any whack product out with his name on it. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. And with a cover price of just $2.99, it can stay on the pull list as long as it wants. I'm just getting the cover A. Next up is Radium Black issue number 8. I'm a little bit behind on this series as well. Ever since issue number 4 and then issue number 5, it was like really, really good. But I got to read the other 2 issues. But Radiant Black number 8 is written by Kyle Higgins. It's definitely got Power Rangers vibes. It's definitely got nice superhero vibes. If you're missing that from your indie comics, I suggest you pick up Radiant Black. It's dope. Radiant Black number 8's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm just getting the cover A. And here's a book I haven't heard about in a long time. Lastly, from IDW is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin issue number 4. I think this is the second to the last issue, the penultimate issue, if you will. We've been learning a lot. We've got The Last Ronin. I won't spoil who it is, but we got the last turtle going to avenge the death of his father and brothers. We've been introduced to new characters, new members of the family. It's been a really good series so far, like really, really good. It's like if Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, and Tom Waltz were writing their own version of The Dark Knight Returns, it would be this. And I'm super, super excited to see the final showdown between The Last Ronin and a character I won't spoil. This has just been a good series. Honestly, if it was coming out closer together, it'd probably be my top pick every time it came out. But I always have to do some rereading. I've always forget what happens in the 6 months since the last issue. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, issue number 4, has a cover price of $8.99, just driving up my pull list total. But a cover price of $8.99, I'm just getting the cover A. And that's it for the indie and creator-owned titles. So if I just stick to the list, those are going to cost me $20 this week for a grand total. Wait for it. My grand total this week before taxes and discounts is $54. It's not quite under budget, but it's not super far over. I mean, after my pull list discount, I'll get like $2.50 off. It's like a negligible difference. Maybe I'll drop. There's nothing here that I want to drop. So, I'm just going to pay the $2.50 over my budget that I am. But what's on your budget this week? What's on your pull list? Which books are you super excited for? There are definitely new #1s that I am not grabbing this week. Aquaman the Becoming being one of them. And I know there's a couple other titles that people are excited for this week. So I want to know what your books that you're excited for are in the comments below. How are you dealing with these delays? Like, I was really looking forward to Hardware, and that's not coming out for another month now. How you feeling about this stuff? If you want to talk comics with me all the time, you gotta join my private group. It's called the K Squad. We talk comics all the time. We just went through a really dope rebrand. We got new prompts, new activities, the book club, a bunch of stuff going on. So you gotta hit the link in the description and check that out. While you're there, be sure to take a look at our channel sponsors, find you some cool merch or collected editions. I got discounts and all that. So just check it out. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Until then, hope you saw something you liked in this video. If not, hey, that's cool. Because you can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others. Because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.